Is this an isekai?
No, it's not.
I think so.
Yes, it is.
Asking a weep about the definition of isekai is pretty much the same as asking Fate fans for the correct watch order. Nobody knows, yet everybody's got an opinion. This manga is the answer to at least one of those questions. So, is it an isekai? Or is it just a regular fantasy? Who knows, but I've got an opinion on it. It's actually good. Hello fellow weeps, it is I, Kohi. I stumbled upon this manga while mindlessly scrolling through the new chapters section on a questionable manga website and it caught my interest. For fuck's sake, another trash isekai, let's go! Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. Meet Kai, a typical teenager who does all the normal teenage things, like vibing with your friends on a part-time job, going to the gym to do some mock fighting with the gym bros, or dreaming about the demon's graveyard and foreshadowing the end of the world as we know it. You know, as I said, just the typical teenager stuff. Wait, demons? Yeah, well, I forgot to mention that there exist different intelligent races in this world, and unlike humans, they are actually good at stuff. They can do cool things like magic, destroying the world, and so on. But those races existed in the past, before the Great War, which was surprisingly won by humans, when the hero of humanity appeared and saved the world just because he got an SSR drop in the life gacha. So yeah, now in the present, only humans exist, but the faint reminiscence of the past is still there, in the form of demon cemeteries. Places where humanity's heroes sit locked up all the bad demons to stop them from doing some very bad things. And it is our protagonist's job to keep a lookout on those cemeteries in case something horrible happens. Which it doesn't. But one day, when Kai is casually hanging out with a human that looks suspiciously like a female, weird things start happening. His vision gets blurry, a sandstorm envelopes the entire city, but the most bizarre is that he's the only one who notices it. Others seem completely unfazed by the event. His childhood friend Jeannie, who he was with at the time, even casually asks him what is wrong. Nobody is aware of the world being changed, or more like, nobody cares. As a last resort, Kai attempts to grab Jeannie's hand, but it's too late. As his vision gets dark, he hears a mysterious voice saying words that don't make any sense to him. Now, at this point you are sort of expecting the guy to pop up inside another fantasy world where he has to act like an idiot or be OP as fuck. Most of the time, both of these combined. But no, that's not what happened here. Instead, he finds himself in the same spot as he was before the storm, but everything looks destroyed. All the buildings look like they have been abandoned a long time ago, and there is not a single human in sight. But there is something that is alive there. A demon. A being that he only heard stories about. They were all supposed to be dead, locked up into cemeteries, yet this one is just casually wandering the streets. But fear not, because our protagonist has plot armor and easily deals with this fucker who is like 100 times his size because of modern weaponry. And then there is another, and plot armor can only be so strong. But a flash of light appears from nowhere, and finally, he sees a human for the very first time after the storm. And wait, those are the two best friends he was hanging out with at the start. Relieved, he asks them what is going on, but to his surprise, their answer is, who the fuck are you? So wait, he is in some sort of another world, but there are still people he knew from his original world, but these people don't remember him? After some explaining, we finally get the answer to why is everything so different. In this version of reality, humanity didn't win. No hero was born, so there was no way for puny humans with their little hands to win against demons, elves, beastmen, or even angels. How much can just one change completely ruin the world? After finally arriving at their destination, they see the remnants of humanity, living in small outposts, constantly in fear of the demons lurking around them. He meets Jeannie, the girl he was last with before the world changed, who is a man now for some reason. But nobody recognizes him. All his friends, or even his loved ones, seem as just a stranger who somehow survived in the harsh environment outside. Terrified of the world he is now in, he frantically searches for any resemblance to his previous world, and unexpectedly, he finds one in a book about landscape photos. Well, some people read manga about a dude and his chainsaw, and some people look at landscape photos. Putting aside our differences, he does find something interesting in that book. A familiar-looking pyramid-like structure, that is. So he goes to the place where he used to spend most of his time before he got tossed in this nightmare, and lo and behold, the cemeteries are still there. But there is something wrong about them, something that he never thought he would ever see. The gates are open. The insides of the cemetery look the same as they did in his dreams, with one exception.
there are no demons. But there is something that catches his attention. A shining sword-like object is stuck in the middle of the pyramid, and he instantly recognizes it. It's the sword that saved humanity in his world, the fabled sword that slashed the heroes of other races and humanity's last hope. Intrigued by something that he only heard stories about, he tries to pick it up and... I've seen that before. The light created by the dog completely envelopes him, and when he comes to, he's not standing in the cemeteries anymore. His surroundings are completely unrecognizable. It's almost like he's in another world. After a bit of exploring, he finds a woman trapped in chains, and because she politely asked for help, he saves her. Definitely a good decision. And you know, the normal stuff follows. They fight to death, almost blew up the building and so on. Wait, what? It was all just a misunderstanding. She thought Kai was working with her captors and came there to kill her. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. She introduces herself as Rena, a lost being not belonging to any race. She doesn't even know where she came from or what she is. Precious AF, that's what she is. Just look at those panels. She isn't at Annia's levels of cuteness, but she does get a solid 6.7 Annias out of 10. And also, there is one more thing special about her. She remembers the world the same as Kai does. By her memory, humans were about to win the war right before she got captured and imprisoned. But when she mentions humanity's hero, whose sword is in the hands of our protagonist right now, something goes awfully wrong. A terrifying creature crawls out of the void with one objective in mind: to seal any threat to the new world. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to this manga. It is one of the most original pseudo-isekai concepts that I have ever seen, but goddamn is there a lot of speech bubbles. You want weebs to read actual words? Are you crazy? So, if you don't mind reading, well, words, then give this manga a try. It deserves it. You made it to the end. Good job. If you enjoyed the video, go check out my Steins Gate theory on time travel and click subscribe. Thank you.